All right, so we got to talk about what's going on in the Middle East.
What's going on today?
Well, Trump says that the war is going to end early.
Is it real?
Well,
It doesn't look like it. So if it says so, that become true.
right, and that was so weird though because I thought something was going on seriously because I
Yeah.
saw the market was jumping, and then I saw headlines of like Trump says the war is going to end early, and you put two and two together like, oh, what's going on? I mean, that's the question.
Yeah, so it doesn't match what actually happening.
Yeah, that's where a lot of people keep saying it shows that our markets aren't real right now. I mean, the money is moving, but it doesn't match reality at all.
Maybe he tweeted because he's basically manipulate the market.
Could be.
Yeah, when it's down, his family and friends bought a bunch of stock, whatever. Then after he tweet, basically stock is jump up, so then they can sell it.
Yeah, so let me explain. It's even more wild than that. Okay, so supposedly he's been calling a bunch of reporters lately
For what?
just to tell them how great everything is going, and he started doing that. I don't know, maybe like a week ago.
He started to read the statement to me, and then he pressed send and said, look, you can see it now. You can see it now. I've covered 5 different presidents. I have never seen one other than Donald Trump, who regularly takes phone calls from reporters. So I thought I would talk a little bit about that. I've spoken to him over the phone 3 times since the military operation, the war against Iran started. In each of those cases, I simply called him and he answered. Some of the conversations are short. Some of them can be quite lengthy. I talked to him today during the middle of the afternoon, and the call lasted for about 20 minutes.
Because you would hear different things of like, ABC said, hey, I just talked to Trump and he said blah blah blah, and another reporter say, I just talked to Trump, he said blah blah blah, and it would be like all of these details, and then the reporter's point of view is you got to fact check everything.
Yeah.
But it just buries you in a bunch of work because he can just make crap up.
Yeah,
right?
actually going exact, the different way he said.
Yeah, sometimes it could just be opposite, and it was funny because there was a few reporters that would then do like a phone recording. It's like, hey, I just got off the phone with Trump and he said blah blah blah, and like every time I see these things, I'm just like scratching my head, like what is going on? So today he had a phone call with CBS, and then CBS was the one who tweeted it out.
Yeah.
And then it was just a reporter, like, Trump says the war is going to end early. Trump says, we won or whatever. And then suddenly the market jumped, and it was like, that was it. So there wasn't...
Not really official speech, right? Normally those kind of thing, you have an official speech.
So we were moving on the tweet of a reporter from a phone call from Trump. It's weird, right?
Yeah.
And so then after that, then they announced that, well, we'll do official speech 2 hours later. And then basically he was trying to claim that they're winning and everything's great. None of it really makes sense.
Then why they moved their weapon from South Korea?
Yeah, so that was actually news. We just heard about it just a couple hours ago. This was rumored for about a week that they were going to move weapons from Korea to the Middle East. It turned out it happened. And President Lee made a comment that basically just not too happy about it. I'll read the actual comment from President Lee. It says, quote, while we have expressed opposition, meaning against it, the reality is we cannot fully push through our position.
Because it's not ours, basically.
Yeah, but it sort of indicates that, well, one, Trump said before we had unlimited, ammunition, unlimited munitions, but that's not true, of course, because you're moving assets
Basically
around.
lying.
He lies every day. Yeah, it's basically lying every day, right? Or another time when he said we had the unlimited munition, unlimited ammo, then he had this meeting with the defense contractors and said that we're going to, 4x, going to quadruple our munitions. But it doesn't make sense because if you already have unlimited, why do you need the 4x unlimited? So there's that. So we're moving weapons from South Korea to the Middle East. That looks like that did happen. That's missile defense stuff. Is air defense, I guess what you call it. And then here's this. Trump's trying to say like they're winning, but Iran made a statement. This just came out just like an hour ago. Let me read it to you guys. This is from the Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. This is what they say. Said it would not allow any oil to leave the region if attacks from the United States and Israel continue. So if they keep attacking oil. Here's the actual quote. Quote, "We are the ones who will determine the end of the war." Huh. A spokesperson said describing Trump's comments as nonsense. So basically it's saying Trump's saying nonsense. That's according to state media. And then Trump responds, if Iran does anything that stops the flow of oil within the Strait of Hormuz, they will be hit by the United States of America 20 times harder than they have been hit thus far. Okay. Is it over?
No, of course not. And his tweets like, the keys fighting each other. I'm gonna hit you back like 20 times more.
It's weird. So this is the full tweet, and it is Trumpy stuff. And a lot of times he contradicts himself, right? So we already read the part, if Iran does anything, so Iran's saying basically, if you keep attacking us, we're going to stop the oil. Not 1 liter, I think was the quote, something like that. Trump's like, okay, if you try to stop the flow of oil, then we'll hit you 20 times harder than they have thus hit thus far. Okay. Additionally, here's more. We will take out easily destroyable targets that will make it virtually impossible for Iran to ever be built back. So this is kind of disturbing. Easily destroyable targets. So you're going to like target more schools or people's houses? Or like, what are you talking about? Because like when you say make it impossible, virtually impossible for Iran to ever be built back, that you're like talking about destroying the whole country, right? To build back. Like he's not like saying I'm going to destroy weapons. He's like any destroyable targets. As a nation again, look at this. Death, fire, fury will rain upon them. But I hope and pray then it does not happen. And here's more. This is a gift from the United States of America to China. It's a bit weird. Why are we giving... okay. And all those nations that heavily use the Hormuz Strait. But he mentions China specifically. Hopefully it is a gesture that will be greatly appreciated. Thank you for attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. It's
You have to
so
thank
weird.
for you destroyed one country.
It's sick.
See, I don't know.
What's that?
So when, American, as American read this tweet, he can just destroy the whole country. Are you happy about that?
So here's the thing about Americans. I mean, America's a big place, right? But the average American can't even find Iran on the map. It's just a reality. The average American doesn't even know where Canada and Mexico is. That's how bad it is. I'll be frank with you guys. It's pretty bad. Like so the average American, they probably don't read this stuff, right? Maybe his followers do. Who knows, right? Who knows? I don't think it's... what's that?
Even the news, they don't probably show whole tweet, right?
No, they usually skip it. So Fox News will maybe show the first part, but maybe not show... That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. And also, I was being generous because I'm being a little mean today, but it's just reality. A lot of the Trump followers can barely read at all. So... They understand simple words, so that's why he'll speak like, "I'll hit you 20 times harder." So they'll understand that part. And this is one of the things that Trump has done really well. He communicates at a very grade school level. So when you say he talks like grade school, it's because a lot of Americans, that's their level of intellect. And I'm being mean today, but unfortunately you have to, because this is why we're in this situation. It's awful.
After I read this, I'm kind of upset.
You should be.
Yeah.
Everybody should be. And here's the thing. So Trump's destabilizing the world, or threatening to basically destroy Iran. And then I guess France is sending ships. I don't think France usually does this to the Middle East. And if you guys are in France, let me know. So the UK does. But I don't think France does. And I could be wrong, but at least from my knowledge, I don't think I've heard of France doing this. It says France deploys almost a dozen warships to Middle East amid Iran conflict. And I want to hear from people in France, like, what are local people saying about this? This just came out like a while ago. So I'm a bit concerned by that. And, the problem is from, to say, Iran's perspective, or just trying to, if we want peace, okay? Iran can easily say, so they got a new leader now. Basically, Hermione's kid can say, you basically killed my family.
Sure.
You're attacking my country. We're not going where we're not going to surrender. Right?
Yeah,
I mean, why would we? We're going to destroy all the oil, and then you're not going to get 1 liter of oil. I completely understand that. So
Yeah, it's their country.
of course.
Yeah.
And so then, like, if you send French people down there, just for example, France, like it's not like they're defending the homeland. You know, if you attack Paris, French are gonna fight, and you know, like,
Sure.
you know, and if you attack USA, like, you know, New York or whatever, you're gonna fight. And but this idea that we're just sending all these, the soldiers don't have any reason to be down there. So because what Iran is basically saying is, stop attacking me and we'll let the oil through.
Just simple. And they're
Just
not
stop
even,
attacking us, right?
They're not even attacking Manhattan.
No. So that's something that we were thinking about. Someone wrote in the comments, and it's just real. So here in Korea, right, the average person doesn't really think about North Korea that often. It's just not something we talk
Not
about
really.
on a daily basis. We're not like afraid and think about all the time. Whereas, what's that?
Recently they're attacking actually was they're sending a like garbage poop balloon.
Yeah,
That was it.
No, that is real. There's an actual poop in a balloon, and they were dropping poop. But it's that's what they're doing. Anyway, it'll hit the news, but you'll have, you know, mega people, I guess, that are more afraid of Iran than here in South Korea than we are afraid of North Koreans. So that's like the weird demented stuff that it is in USA. But, you know, does the average person, are they walking around saying, oh, I really want to attack Iran? Do I want to go fight a war in Iran? Probably not. But they try to, that's what Trump tries to do, try to get you afraid and get you bombed. But it's sick because while Trump's doing this, we have a lot of things that just aren't funded. You know, like we don't have enough money for our post office. We don't have enough money for healthcare or schools. And yet we want to go fight these wars in Iran. So that's where we're at.
I hope there's no more crazy tweet, you know. Then I don't know. We actually, you know, our market is very volatile these days. So we just talked to a friend that I hope, you know, our market's done now, finished today. So I hope there is no more crazy tweet during the day, during the night.
But I don't, and that's the question, is like, how long is this sustainable that our markets will be run by tweets? Because the reality, okay, so the reality is this, for example.
Because it's not just tweet, it actually affect the war.
Sure. But the tweeting moves the markets, right? But like for example, if gas prices go up, that affects real people's finances, right? But gas prices going up based on tweets is kind of weird because it shouldn't go based on the supply. Like, how much oil do you actually have? So the tweet is a temporary thing, but long term, whether or not you have enough, you know, gas to sell people and how much is coming, I mean, that certainly will have real effects. And obviously the actual, you know, fighting will have real effects. So we have a combination of, like, you have these weird tweets plus the actual real things happening. So anyway, just wanted to share this with you guys and give you an update. Again, France is sending, I guess, the Navy, 12 ships is what it says. Trump is tweeting out, threatening to basically destroy Iran. Iran saying, we're going to, you know, if you keep attacking us, we're going to not let any oil through. So there is a reality of oil blockage, and I don't think the war is over, no matter what Trump says. So basically, he's a liar. And it's not a surprise, but that's where we're at. So please share your thoughts on this one. Thank you for your time, and we'll catch you on the next video. So, bye.